showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live in a color. Woo!
Welcome to the AFC East Shakedown on the Mafia Sports Report. I'm your host, Tommy, and joining me today is only one person. That's Trevor from Sports Dynasty Podcast. And I am sorry for the delay. Trevor had some stuff going on with the laptop. Then I had some trouble going on with my scheduling. And that's what happens when a lot of people don't show up and things get mixed up, and it is what it is. So, guys in the chat room, if you're still here, I know, Ned, anyone home, we are home. We're here. I hope you come back. If not, you'll watch a replay. I think they're having technical difficulties. Yes, we were. What's going on, Trevor, man? How was your weekend, brother?
Busy, working. Being a manager is a lot of tough work. A lot of I never had more meetings in my life in my work week. Ever since I got promoted, this is like all this work stuff. So it's happy to finally be over now.
Dude, I don't blame you, bro. Hey, Scotty in the building. Scotty Blakely can't keep up with you. I know, man. Hey, Scotty, we were running late anyways, so you kind of got in at the right time anyways. I was 10 minutes late. That is really not like me, but we're here, and that's all that counts. So, man, Trevor, before we dive into your game, we're going to dive into others because your game was, I don't know what to think about your game, but we're going to jump in. Listen, we already talked about the Bills and Rams game.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to really go over that. We already know the Bills 131-10. We talked about this on the last AFC Shakedown, so I don't want to just keep going in circles with that game. So let's just dive into the Ravens and Jets game. So the Ravens beat the Jets 24-9. And as you guys know, if anyone was here last week, we had Long Beach Joe on, and he'll be here when he can. He's a firefighter in New York, so he won't be here every AFC Shakedown. But he had some encouraging words for the Jets, and he thought the Jets would go 9-10 wins. And I mistakenly gave him 7-8, Trevor, being nice. And then really, honestly, I wish I changed my mind as I was saying I don't think so and going through his schedule. And he was super confident. And listen, I don't blame him. He's a fan, and if that's what fans do. And he seemed to know his team very well. But they are not a 7-win team. I think I spoke too highly. Especially after week one. Now, mind you, it's just week one, Trevor. That doesn't, it doesn't say what the whole season is going to be like, but the Jets are in trouble. I'm going to be honest with you. What do you feel about this loss to the Ravens, man?
I mean, I don't think it was nothing that we didn't know was going to happen, honestly speaking. Yes, I don't get me wrong. I do like the makeup of this team. I do feel that the way that it was constructed, it was built in the right direction. Joe Douglas did a great job with the last two drafts and really building this team. It's young, very young, but you know what I'm saying? But that schedule, even before we even discussed it, that schedule is just brutal. That first 9 weeks are brutal. They play the entire AFC North the first 4 weeks, and then you go crazy after that. So, it's crazy. I mean, to me, the ceiling honestly could be 7 games. I mean, at best. But then again,
all right.
The ceiling.
The ceiling. That's best case scenario.
7 games.
Yeah, that's best case scenario, man. Like really, like when you dive through that schedule, like because I was kind of going through it quick with them. I mean, Trevor, it's like Baltimore cruised past them, right? Like that was and I don't even think Baltimore's I know there's a lot of hype behind Baltimore, but I don't think they're that good. I'm going to be real with that. I think their offense is limited. Their defense is pretty solid, but what is that really saying against the Jets? Like, let's see what happens moving forward. So we know that Zach Wilson is going to miss at least the first 4 weeks. We don't know that he'll be back week 5 for sure, but let's say even if he is, the verdict's still out on him. Who knows? He could play worse than Joe Flacco, who, by the way, did not even have that bad of a game, right? He didn't. He threw over 300 yards. He played okay. But so their schedule on the Jets. So you got Buffalo twice. It ain't going to happen. We know that. I'm not being cocky. It's just the Jets, come on, they're not beating Buffalo. Then you got Cleveland. I don't think they're going to beat Cleveland. I just can't see it happening.
Yeah,
even with Brissett in there, they're not going to be able to stop the two-headed monster and with the running backs there. And then the Cleveland defense is just going to be all over Flacco and the Jets, man. And their offensive line is horrendous. He thought the offensive line was going to step up. They look so bad, bro. Then you got the Bengals. That's not going to happen. I would be shocked if they beat the Bengals. Then you got to play Pittsburgh, which you just saw what Pittsburgh did to Cincy. They have a hell of a defense. That ain't going to happen. In Pittsburgh, Jets are not going to Pittsburgh and winning. Then you got the Dolphins. Dolphins are a better team. Let's be real. Then you got the Packers at Green Bay. There's no way they're winning in Green Bay. I can't see it. Then you got Denver. The way Denver played Monday, Trevor, maybe. I don't know. It's a toss-up, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to say no for now. I'm going to say no for now because it's later on. It's in 10/23, so in October. Yeah, so by then, you would think the Broncos got little things going on by then. They're gelling a little better. Then you got the Patriots. Okay, let's say that's a split. Let's be nice. Let's say that's a split. Then you got the Bears. I think they could beat the Bears. I think. I don't know. The Bears will beat San Francisco, but let's say they beat the Bears. They're not beating Minnesota in Minnesota. Detroit, I can't see that happening either, the way Detroit's playing.
It's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up, right. Jacksonville, fine. I'll give you the Jets that one. Seattle, I don't know. The way they play week 1, it's a toss-up too. And then Miami. What do you got there? 3 wins? For sure. Jacksonville, right, is one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so Jacksonville's 1. Chicago's 2, let's say. And let's say a split with New England. That's 3. And let's say even be nice and say a split with Miami, which I don't see it's going to happen. 4. And let's say they even beat Detroit. Let's say they beat Detroit. 5. The rest, I can't see them winning. I can't. So let's say, to be nice, 5 to 6 games.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. I said it in the beginning that the schedule was so brutal. I was like, even if they're competitive, because think about it, the Jets didn't play terrible for what it was worth. They weren't right. They didn't play that bad. You know what I'm saying? It just, it was very overwhelming. Like you can only do with so much. But again, as long as they're competitive, I think Jet fans will be okay with them being competitive.
Yeah. I just think he was. I think he, like a lot of us are guilty of. We have a good draft, right? Your coach, you believe in your coach, right? Mm-hmm. You got your rookie who's coming into year 2. You got like a proven veteran quarterback, right? Backup or whatever. So maybe he just got caught up in the emotion of it because that guy knows his stuff, no doubt about it. Yeah. I just think he got caught up in got caught up in like his draft and his players and maybe even preseason. Preseason will do that too, and training camp as well. That will really get your mind going and be like, oh man, those guys. Oh man, you saw what he did in camp all preseason. It's like, bro, two different things. But it is week 1. We'll see how they fare in week 2. But I will say, if they look the same in week 2, listen. These first 4 games they have, I told you, they'd be lucky if they go 1-3. And I told him, I remember he said 3-1. I blew 3-1. I don't see it happen, man. We're gonna go through that later. But Scott coming in with a super chat. Thank you, Scott. Says he wished he could buy us both a beer or 2 or 3. And I will be drinking. See, right now I'm drinking Powerade because I just had some food. I can't drink after I eat. I don't know about you, Trevor. Like once I eat like a full meal, I cannot drink it. So I have to let my stomach settle.
Especially with beer. With beer, honestly, when I eat too much, I'm like, I feel so whole. I feel like I'm about to go to sleep afterwards. Like I kind of like want to like after I eat, I kind of like chill, but then start drinking afterwards. Like kind of like a few minutes like that. But
yeah, Trevor coming in. Scott coming in with the questions for Trevor. Trevor, are the Patriots going to get it together? Always have to throw out that first game sometimes. How you feeling?
We're going to talk about that when we get to the game itself, but I have a lot of things I want to say about that too. But especially so we'll get to that.
Yeah, we're about to get to that. Yeah. Chris coming in, Jets, Dolphins, and Pats all losing this week, and he says book it, put that stamp on it. We'll go to that in a minute. We're going to get to those games, Chris, on week 2. We're just going through week 1 real quick to recap. And yeah, man, so we're going to go through some scheduling later. So I just went through the Jets. We'll go through the Patriots, go through the Bills. So the next game, which you guys are wanting to hear from Trevor, Patriots and Dolphins in Miami. Patriots lose 20-7. I predicted 24-21, if I'm not mistaken, that the Dolphins were going to win. Listen, I didn't think the Dolphins offense looked that good. It was really their defense that scored them a touchdown. So really, technically, they only scored 13 points on offense. That's nothing right to write home about. If the Patriots had anything going on offense, this might have been exactly what I said, or the Patriots might have won. So I'm gonna, take it to you, Trevor. Go ahead and tell us about this game, man.
Well, first things first. I agree with you. Yes, because you think about it, it was 17. It was like 17 to nothing. 17 nothing halftime or 17-7. I think I'm trying to remember. But the Patriots defense literally only gave up 3 points in the second half. Overall, like I think the defensively they played very well in the second half, holding them down. That might be to me I feel like Tua was really feeding Tyreek Hill a lot. They were trying to make sure he get the ball, just feeding him like that. But overall, I think we did a good job overall. Forcing him to throw the football. To me, it was like more like kind of like like feeding him. It wasn't like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird for me though. But offensively for the Patriots, first of all, I want to know why did Kendrick Bourne only get 2 snaps the entire game? Why? He's literally the best receiver on the team right now, and he only got 2 snaps. Mind you, our offense is already limited as it is. Why? Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. This game was definitely winnable. Definitely a winnable game.
Yeah.
But
and you're right, you were down 17-0 at the half. And all they scored was 3 points in the whole second half. Like, I mean, it's not like they just can't, they look like unstoppable. 3 points. I mean, that was definitely something that you guys could have came back from easily. And we talked about this. You talked about this. The offense. And we talked to Joe. And that's why Juan and you kind of feel the same about what's going on in New England with the Bill Belichick and what he's doing with the coordinator situation. What free agencies bringing in, what draft class. And it's like, bro, if you got, and I keep saying this, I thought Mac Jones last year for you guys was a good system quarterback. I thought he fit very well under your offensive coordinator at the time. What was his name? I'm sorry. McDaniel. Yeah. So McDaniel there forever, right, in New England. I think since 2012, something like that. He fit well under that system. They didn't ask Mac Jones to do too much. It was a run-based offense, but I thought Mac Jones worked very well under that. He got the scheme and all that. But now you got Patricia, Judge. Who knows who's running the calls? Is it Belichick? And you saw in this game kind of what I said was Mac Jones might feel out of play, like not really understanding what to do or what the plays are coming in. Like he looked like he was a little confused out there. It's like he didn't understand the offense. I felt like, he made a lot of mistakes he didn't make last year in this first game. And grant you, the Dolphins have a good defense. They did hold that first drive. When you guys drove the first, I think it was the very first drive, I was like, okay, okay, maybe I'm wrong here because you guys went down the field. They got away with a hole, but that's how football goes.
Yeah,
you still have plenty of opportunity to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like, man, I feel like this is what your team's going to be all season. Your defense probably will keep you around in some games, but some games with better offenses, I think you're in big trouble. You know what I mean? I think you can keep around like Dolphins, Jets, like limited offenses with limited quarterbacks. But I don't know. What else you feel about that game, man?
To me, honestly, I mean, Juan literally just took the words out of there. Like literally, I mentioned that before. But
oh, it's Juan. It's my buddy.
Yeah, it's just very frustrating. It's very frustrating to watch because it's like at the same. Even though when they tell you, oh, how you got a feeling that something's gonna happen, but the part of your mind, the fan of you saying, nah, it can't be this bad. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. And then you watch it unfolding in front of you. Is like this is really it. This is really it. And we got a lot of flack by Patriot fans a lot because for the comments that Juan had mentioned last week. A lot of flack for it. And the difference, you know what it is that we're so used to being held to a different type of standard where our standard is winning and being competitive. And when you see certain things that's being done organizationally, which was, let's be honest, it was self-inflicted. A lot of the problems that's going on in New England right now are self-inflicted by Belichick, the GM Belichick. So it's true. Oh, what did Juan say he was correct on? As for talking about basically he was
probably talking about Belichick and
Belichick,
I'm guessing from last week.
Yeah, saying that that GM Bill honestly has really shot this franchise in the foot. No one's saying coaching, no, one of the best coaches in the world, but GM wise, he has had bad drafts. Very, very underwhelming free agency. Yeah, we hit on Matthew Judon. Hunter Henry has done very well for us, but other than that, what really did we do? Jalen Mills, our corner is average at best, and I'm being nice. Johnny Smith's gonna pay all that money and has been a liability. Nelson Aguilar can't catch a football to save his life. So we're talking about as far as from the GM standpoint that he has really had a lot of hits and misses, but mostly misses the last 3 or 4 years. And that's what, and the problem is that a lot of our fan base are so used to winning and being at a certain standard that they really can't accept what's going on or what's going to happen. But like me, I'm a realist. So I just tell how it is. Some people don't like it, but I don't care. Now,
I don't blame you. Go ahead, Trevor.
But what as far as going for the next game going forward, as far as the Pittsburgh game, we'll talk about that later. But a lot of things I have a lot of questions, honestly. I need answered, and I think this game in Pittsburgh will tell me a lot of answers for my New England Patriots.
Yeah. I think until you guys get a GM in there that sees, and it may not happen until Bill retires. We talked about this last week. I don't think Bill's going to ever give that up until
he retires.
Retires or Kraft says thank you for everything, but I think it's time for like a restart. And to Joe's credit from last week, I totally understand where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he also has to understand that even if things are going great, like he's getting old, like coaches eventually retire, they move on, whatever. That means you would have to get a coach, and like regardless. So it's not like you guys are like throwing him out after year 2 or 3 or 4. Like he has had a long run in New England, and won multiple Super Bowls, like a shitload. So it's not like you guys are like, oh, I get it. I get it. You never know who's going to come in and do what. It could be bad, and it can be. I have no idea until you hire your next guy. But eventually, that day will have to come, like for every team, eventually. So why not address it while things are going kind of down right now? And it's been and truthfully, it's been. And we talked about this last week. I get you guys made the playoffs at 10 wins. But when I said last week that certain teams have made the playoffs and they kind of got lucky, like the Bills did one year at 9 wins. It happens sometimes. A little bit of record, like scheduling, helps some of those teams sneak into the playoffs. But you'll see the very next season they're bad. They go back to being what they were because they didn't improve or whatever. Like there are certain teams they can sneak in and get lucky in the playoffs. I think that was you guys. I'm not saying you guys were bad. I thought you guys had a decently easy schedule and it helped a little bit. But I think it's almost time, or if not, it is time to like reboot, like kind of like see what new direction you want to head in. I mean, because what are you going to do? Like just keep going down on a sinking ship, you know what I mean? And hoping that you find another Tom Brady and hoping that, he finds a coordinator that works in the system. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, honestly, like I just know what I see, and I know that he's had some bad drafts, and I know Tom Brady left for a reason. You know what I mean? And I know he won a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's time, I think. I think as a New England fans, I know it's rough and tough and but I think maybe it's getting to that point where like it's time to like get a fresh start. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. What do you think about that? Fresh start in New England.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, as life goes, we have to evolve. Life is change is inevitable. So yeah, of course, every single dynasty in any sport goes through this. Like I'm saying, no one's saying that we're not going to be competitive. That's what I asked for. If we're gonna be mediocre, I'd rather us be competitive in games and lose. Me personally, a lot of people may like, oh, if we're gonna suck, then I'd rather just the tanking. I don't believe in tanking. I think tanking is cowardly, and I don't like
yeah,
that.
no,
I
don't think you guys will do. I don't think you'll do that.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about, oh, tank. I'm like, no, tanking is garbage. As long as my teams are competitive in every game, win or lose, that's all I can ask for.
It will, yeah. It will be interesting though, Trevor, if that day comes, because he's been serving as both, right, GM and coach. So you guys will have to. It will kind of be a really like a total reboot if you think about it.
Literally, it would be because like one and I said that I don't see we don't see Bill just giving up the GM being the coach of the team. No. It's either he's going to be both or he's not going to stay at all. And whatever.
Now, does your owner does your owner, I don't know too much about him, but does he have the balls to give him an ultimatum? Like say, hey, like I want a GM. I like you as a coach. You're here forever. I don't care, but we need to bring a GM in or I got to let you go. Would he do that?
Well, he did make a comment as far as like when they had Kendrick Bourne only playing some 2 snaps, he did voice his opinion saying that he should be playing. Like, why is he not playing? What's going on? And normally Robert Kraft doesn't really talk like that as far as regarding the team and being critical like that. He usually doesn't. But lately, the last 2-3 years, especially since Tom Brady left, you started to hear him a little bit more and more about that, about him being very critical. But hey, Scott's kind of Scott's comment.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know. Yeah. Why did you guys? I noticed this game. Like I'm looking at your stats now. 9 rushes for Harris, 8 for Stevenson. I figured it would be a lot more rushing attempts there in this game. Like what was going on there? What do you think? Why do you guys? Because Mac Jones throwing 30 times. It's not like the Dolphins were way ahead. So I'm just curious. What do you think he went away from the game plan?
I think it was, again, who's calling the plays, honestly speaking. There's no offensive identity on this team. You can tell that whether it's Joe Judge calling the offensive plays, whereas Matt Patricia calling the plays. There's no identity. This team runs the ball a lot. Again, 17 rushes for the entire game between Harris and Stevenson. Like I said, you let Stevenson run the ball like crazy. You let him run the ball. He's a bull. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand. Again, and when we were running the ball, we run the ball effectively. So I didn't understand why. The only thing that bothered me, especially with this game, it was 3rd and 5. You call a run play with Ty Montgomery. Why? Why would you call a 3rd and 5 a draw play with Ty Montgomery? Why? It's idiotic. Doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I thought this guy really thought, Trevor. I thought this game was. I did. I thought you guys were going to be like 3 points away. Yeah, it wasn't too off. I'll be honest with you, because one more touchdown.
My score was 17. My score was 17-10, Miami, right. And they won 20-7. Not too far off.
Not too far off. So we're gonna get on to our weekly awards. I'm not gonna do any this week because I already did mine. So it's all on you, Trevor. You are like the spotlight of the show today. So I guess we're gonna this is like the Trevor show today, so this is good. So we're gonna start with the Buddhist man. Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna start with the Buddhist man.
Buddhist man.
All right, give us the Buddhist man.
Jawan Bentley, our linebacker for the Patriots. I'm gonna boo him today. He was out of place every time. Like out of place, completely screwing up everywhere. That 4th and 7 that they scored the touchdown on with Jalen Waddle, he was completely out of place. If he was in the right place, that touchdown wouldn't have happened. Because he was out of place, they scored. You know what I'm saying? I know Patriot fans love Jawan Bentley. They love him very much, but he was a liability on Sunday against the Dolphins. A liability. It was to the point where I was like, you know what? You take him out. Get him up out of here. Like come on. Like he didn't help his team at all. He didn't help. And it's glaringly obvious. Again, mind you, the defense played well for the most part. 13 points are given up. But Jawan Bentley really stuck out to me, honestly. I couldn't do it.
Hey, look at Scott coming in, calling my buddy Trevor a rock star. Always room on the wagon here in Buffalo. See? We're going to get you a nice Buffalo Bills hat, Trevor.
I appreciate the offer, Scott, but I will decline. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I spent way too much money on Patriot stuff for most of my adult life. You know, I was able to actually afford stuff and have a job. I bought none but Patriot stuff, for the last 10 years. But you know what I'm saying? Too much money I spent. I can't leave. I'm sorry. I can't.
Listen, we'll send you some stuff. You can secretly wear it in your room when no one's around. You can wear your Josh Allen shirt.
Nah.
He goes in Trevor in the mirror, like looking.
Nah.
No, you sure you don't want one of my Pop Funko Josh Allens over here?
Nah.
Send you a pop. What about some Josh Allen cereal? We like to eat. You can have some Josh Allen cereal in the morning. You just came out with some coffee. You want some JA-17 coffee?
I did see that JA-17 commercial with the coffee. That was funny as hell. And I said, you know what? That better be the best damn coffee in the world if I'm gonna take some. So coffee, I do like coffee. I'll drink it.
Yeah.
You can see how it tastes, and then that's it. But that's probably the only Bills thing that I would like. I'll take coffee. That's it.
According to Josh Allen, you don't even need cream or sugar in that thing. It is the bomb. So you better order some JA-17 coffee today.
That commercial was incredible.
Juan's gonna come to your house, open up the cupboard, JA-17 boxes everywhere of coffee. It's gonna go, what the hell is going on here? You sell out. Oh man. What happened there?
Huh? You hear me?
Oh, I thought Trevor froze.
No. No, I was reading the comments. That's all. I'm good.
Fan fanatic. Okay.
Well, thank you. I know, man. Hard not to find.
Yes, he is non-delusional. He is correct on that.
I appreciate the love, guys. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So next award, And maybe you don't have one, but you're going to have to think of one. We're going to go to the styling and profiling. All right. Give us the styling and profiling.
Styling and profiling. I'm going to say the defense. The defense was literally one of the shining stars of our game, because it could have been really bad had they pulled the Buffalo Bill game in the playoffs. Had they completely shit the bed that way, I think that it would have been really bad. But they did really well. They slowed down Miami in the second half, only allowing 3 points. 13 points on offense overall that they pretty much scored, honestly, even not counting the 7 points from the Mac Jones fumble. But overall, I think the defense played well enough to keep the Patriots in the game. I just feel bad that, once again, another game where the offense completely shits the bed and just wastes, I would say, a very decent defensive outing.
Okay. All right. And then we'll get to the last award.
I said, oh, love, what's up with that? I said, what's up with that? What's up with that? E.T. likes Reese's Pieces.
All right. So what's up with that, Trevor? Give us the what's up with that award.
Okay. Yes. What is up with benching Kendrick Bourne on Sunday? 2 snaps? Are you serious? And we figured out why he was benched. Yeah, Matty Ice, Matt Patricia, I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna completely eviscerate him. First of all, who the hell does Matt Patricia think he is? You gonna bench him because of something he did? First of all, what you need to do is bench press something, because I'm sick and tired of you. Like, do that. That's what you need to do. Like, who does he think he is? You want to be Belichick Jr. like that? Kendrick Bourne is the best receiver on the team right now. You benched him, and the offense was complete garbage. I mean, it's worse because you're calling it, but the point is that why? It doesn't make any sense. Who would Matt Jones throw the ball to? Nelson Aguilar, who can't catch? You serious? That's what we doing right now? I'm sick. Come on. Like, I'm glad Robert Kraft spoke up and saying, "Listen, he needs to be playing. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what's up with that?"
Mm-hmm. So let's look at your schedule real quick. We already broke down the Jets. So I'm just curious on your schedule. Okay, Mr. Trevor. So next week, you got the Steelers, which we're going to go through in a minute. Then you got Baltimore at New England, Green Bay. This is tough too, I gotta admit.
It is.
The Lions aren't a pushover anymore.
It's not.
Okay,
It's not
they're gonna fight. Cleveland's gonna fight. They're a good defense at Cleveland. Chicago, I can see you winning there. You're at home. You got the Jets once again. I can see you winning there. The Colts, tough game, man. The Jets, you probably will split. Minnesota, which so far week 1 they look good. The Cardinals, they will have Hopkins back by that time, so we'll see on that. That will be interesting. The Raiders, you'll probably lose in Las Vegas. Then you play the Bengals, will probably win, and then you got the Dolphins, which you could potentially split, and then you got Buffalo twice. Nah, it's a tough schedule there, Trevor.
Especially the first 4 games. Yes, the first 4 games. Yes, I do agree.
Yeah.
When I seen the schedule when it first came out, I said, "Damn, that's a tough stretch of 4 games. 3 out of the 4 games on the road." Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh, despite how their issues going on offensively, with as far as who their quarterback is, that's a tough place to play. Baltimore, again, always gives us problems. And in Green Bay, I know a lot of people are kind of like iffy with Green Bay as far as how they played on last week against Minnesota, but it's like, can't sleep on Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy, is a bad dude, man. But it's tough. It's tough, especially how limited we are offensively. It's like we got to ask the defense to literally have play lights out. To me, that have to be lights out for even
They
actually
got to
having
be
a chance. If
to
the,
have
if
a
the
chance.
defense
Yeah.
the defense puts the foot off the gas, we're in trouble. We're in
Yep.
trouble.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
The
the Baltimore game scares me the most. As far as the first 4 weeks, Baltimore is the game that scares me the most. Honestly, it's to me it scares me the most, and it's a team where, again, Lamar Jackson. We had a whole discussion last week about Lamar Jackson and how I feel he's playing for his money. He's going to play angry. He's going to do whatever he can to get his money. Even that means putting his foot on the necks of Patriot nations, then he will. It's gonna be tough. You mentioned the Colts. Now, for what I've seen for that Colts team, on last week, this Colts team is not. I mean, Matt Ryan is not gonna help them do anything. Like this team to me is just they regress big time from the year before. To me, they still haven't figured out the quarterback. To me, honestly, they downgraded from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan. Can't throw a football anymore. It's noodle arm. You know what I'm saying?
he had good stats though, Trevor. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he didn't. I didn't think he played that bad. I mean, did you see his stats?
I mean, I've seen the stats though, but there's no reason whatsoever that you're tying with the Houston Texans. There's no reason for it to happen. And that's what bothered me.
No, I agree with that.
That's what bothered me. So I'd say it's winnable. I say that game is winnable. Minnesota, I'm actually high on Minnesota, actually. To me, on Thanksgiving, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, maybe we can pull a win, maybe not. I'm not too sure. It depends. It's in the middle of the year. Maybe they'll get it together, but it is what it is with that point there. But Cincinnati is winnable. It's winnable. Buffalo, I'm saying split, but it could be a sweep of you guys sweeping us as well. It could be, like I said, realistically, I said 10 wins would be the ceiling and 7 would be the floor. In the middle between 7 and 10 wins. I think that's because the schedule does get easier towards the end of the season. A little bit easier towards the end of the season. So that's why I get the 7 to 10 wins from there. But it's going to be tough.
Mark's being very rough on your team here. Says fine. 3 wins tops. Listen, Jose coming in saying, Trevor, no disrespect. Usually when they say that's disrespect. I'm just messing with you, Jose, but
I can take it.
No disrespect. Here's the truth about Belichick. He caught lightning in a bottle with Brady. He was 12 games below 500 as a coach. He is showing what he has always been. Jose, not a believer in Bill Belichick. What do you got to say about that? But no disrespect, says Jose.
Nah. I love Jose. I like Jose. Jose's a good guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah, man.
But honestly speaking, I'm gonna be real with you. I looking at the comment section on Mark, A Mystery, A Mystery, and a lot of people in the chat right now. I understand. I can see. I respect your opinions. I'm gonna be real with you. Like it's. I'm still trying to figure out where we stand right now. And to me, the game against Pittsburgh is going to show me a lot. It's going to tell me a lot of how the season is going to go. Me personally speaking, I can't speak for all Patriot fans as being real. Some Patriot fans don't like. They're not even saying this. They say, "Oh, you're not a real fan. Oh, you need to have faith." But that's whatever. But
yeah, I had you guys. I'm with Snow Turd here. I had you guys win at 7 or 8. Like that was like where I saw you guys as it's going in this season, competing with the Jets for last place. But now, really, honestly, I think the Jets are a 5-win team. So you guys won't be in last. I think the Dolphins are a little bit better than you right now, unless somehow you could turn it around. And I will say the Steeler game is interesting, which we're going to get to, because it's kind of like the Dolphin game all over, because the Steelers offense didn't look too impressive either. And, listen, Trubisky's going to be a system quarterback there. And that's what he looked like last week. And we'll see. And they're missing TJ Watt as well. So
yeah,
That's really good for you guys, to keep Mac Jones up a little longer to throw. But I have a feeling that game's going to wind up being similar to what you guys just did last week. So maybe if you get your offense going, it's possible you pull out a win. Very possible, but I don't think so. So let me get to some comments here by Mark. You guys torch us for many years. It's now our time. It's now your time. Sorry, it's now your time to sit at the bottom of the division. Couldn't be happier. Mark is very, very happy.
Listen, we'll see.
The Patriots being on the. Now listen, I understand. Like Trevor and Juan, these guys were in like paradise for the last, I don't know, 15 years or so. Like, so yeah, I can see why Bills Mafia is like a little happy about, another team
and as they
who was
should.
on top so long. Yeah, like I get it. I think I look at things a little differently. I'm more like, hey, you know what? Like, how do I put it? Like, it doesn't affect me one way or the other. Like, I'm not happy you guys, let's say you do wind up being the last. Like, I could care less. I get more upset that the people who are not Bills fans and they hate on a team that was terrible for so long. Like, it's the opposite. You get what I mean? Like,
I don't understand
why, like if Detroit Lions turned around, I live in Detroit, been terrible forever. If they turned it around, and it's not even, I'm not a Lions fan, but if they did, I'd be like, damn, all right, good for you guys. Like, I wouldn't hate. Like, I that part I don't get. Like, so my point is, I'm not gonna like be like, ha ha, you guys are in last now. Like, that's how I see it. It doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't make me happy. I mean, like, if you guys, are on the bottom now, like that part doesn't matter to me at all. Like, honestly, it doesn't. Like, it's bound to happen because look, if you go back in the 90s, every AFC team hated the Buffalo Bills. Like, we were hated, Trevor. Like, I know you weren't around there. You weren't even probably alive yet, but I remember, like, everyone hated the Buffalo Bills, bro. Everybody. Because we were good every single season. 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. Like, we got in 4 straight years. Like, teams that were desperate to get into the Super Bowl, we knocked off, and they were so sick of us. Like, enough of these Buffalo Bills, right? So I understand the hate. Like, I get it. Like, they wanted nothing to do with us. And then we fell off, and it happens. And every team, I think, eventually goes through that. It just took you guys a little longer, and that's probably because you had one of the greatest, if not the greatest, player playing on your team. So, and he's still playing, by the way, just on another team. So that's how I feel about it. Like, but I don't. It doesn't make me happy. You guys are in the bottom. I could care less. I worry about my team. Like that. That's it. Hey, Mister, we don't hate Buffalo. You always had our sympathy, and now we have pits in our boots. Yeah, I'm just saying for the teams back in the day. Like, I remember because I grew up in Florida initially, and bro, Trevor, like, we had a big rivalry with the Dolphins forever because the Dolphins weren't bad. Like, this is when the Patriots sucked. You know what I mean? It was the Dolphins and the Bills, and the Dolphins could never beat us. Like, they would get to the playoffs, and we would beat them. You know what I mean? Like, they just had no chance against us. So they just, got a lot of hate towards them, but it is what it is. But then when we sucked and now we're back, it's like, oh, like all the hate comes out. It's just funny how it works, man. Jose coming out. The cream always rises to the top. Laugh out loud. It took 25 years. Yeah. Yeah. And hey, we got to win it still. Like, that's the key, right? It means nothing until you win a Super Bowl. And we have yet to do that. And I think this year's the year, but we'll see. It's so early. But I do predict a Super Bowl. All right, let's get to week 2. Trevor. We'll start off with the Jets versus the Browns in Cleveland. What's your thoughts about that game? And I guess go ahead and give me your score prediction.
We mentioned this before. I honestly feel that their defensive line, the Jets' defensive line, is, though it's young, is promising, but I don't see how they're gonna be able to stop Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. I feel that they're gonna run the ball all game just so they won't have to put too much pressure on Brissett, because Brissett was horrible last week. He was terrible last week. But
Yeah.
it doesn't but Baker was bad too, but he was awful. They stayed in that game because of Kareem Hunt and they were in the ball. So
Yeah.
I do feel that they're gonna run the ball pretty much the entire game. It's gonna be smash mouth defensive game, because the defense is good too. Don't get me wrong, they're really good.
Yeah.
I just feel that it's too much of a talent gap between the Jets and the Browns. I have the Browns winning this game, obviously. Just it's gonna be, if you're a person that likes high scoring games, you're not gonna like this game. It's gonna be smash mouth, gritty, and it's just gonna be a punch in the mouth, honestly speaking. Just whatever. But I'm gonna go with the Browns to win this game.
What's your score prediction? Just throw something out there for us.
I'm gonna say 27-14.
Ooh, a buck kicking. Ned, by the way, so he says Dan Marino, Miami Vice, plenty of hate directed towards Floyd. Once again, I have a weird thing with that. So two of those things, actually. Dan Marino, from Pittsburgh, to me, I'll be honest with you, I think he's the greatest, because I saw him live. Yeah, I'm that old. I think he's the greatest pure passing quarterback I've ever seen. Ever. And listen, Tom Brady's the king. I know, I get that, but like passing wise, pure passer, Dan Marino was legit. Like, he was really good, if not the greatest, in my opinion. Miami Vice. I am a huge Miami Vice fan. The first 3 seasons are unbelievable. The trailer, not the trailer, the original, forget what they call it, the very first episode ever, is an hour long, or 2 hours actually, and it is phenomenal. It's like a movie. And yes, it's old school and there's plenty of 80s songs, but it is really good. So I know I'm old, but I listen, Miami Vice, like, is awesome, bro. I'm sorry. So anyways, going back to this game, Jets Browns. I got the Browns winning. They're at home. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. It will be a field day. They will run all over the Jets. Brissett, I don't think he'll play a huge factor in this, but you can see some play action working, because the Jets eventually will have to bite, and you might see some decent play action, going on there towards the end or middle of the game, whatever. And Jacoby Brissett will probably get an easy touchdown that way. But I don't see the Jets hanging in here either. I'm going to go. And by the way, I think Flacco had a pretty damn good game. I don't think he's going to even match that this game against the Browns. I think Flacco gets back down to reality, under 200 yards passing with probably a turnover or two. So I'm going to say Browns 24, the Jets 9. I'll go right back to what they scored last week, 24-9. That's it, 9 points. I mean, that's being nice, and that's garbage probably points at the end, by the way. See here, Scott coming on Jose. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, next game, Dolphins versus the Ravens in Baltimore. Trevor, how you see this game going?
Now, do you remember last year when the Dolphins upset the Ravens on Thursday Night Football last season? Everyone went crazy. Like, I don't see it happening this year. This year, I think, again, Lamar is playing for a purpose. I think we're going to see the best Lamar we've seen since his MVP year. He was incredible then. I think we're going to see a focus and much more. It's going to be crazy. I think I'm going to go Baltimore win this game. As far as a score, now don't be wrong. I don't think the Dolphins are going to lay down, let them beat them off like that. I think it'll be competitive in the first half, and then they'll pull away in the second. I'm going to say Baltimore 27, Dolphins 19.
All right. Well, Scott's coming in saying 99-3.
Oh my god!
The Ravens set an NFL record with 99 points. And
Scott's
yeah,
the
that
Scott's the man.
99-3. So that if that happens, Scott, I don't know. I would say you're a genius, and that is the ultimate prediction ever. And I'll have to throw this on Twitter, and you will be a legend forever if they score 99 points. I don't know what to tell you.
The Scott's the man. I swear, Scott is the man.
99. Can you imagine if that ever happened? If a team lost like a basketball score, but the other three, I don't know what to tell you. I
would tell them sell the team. Sell the team if you give up 99-3. Put high school players in there. That's horrible.
Golly. Not even close. Ravens have a good team on both sides of the ball. Finns are still a bit sus. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So I have it. This is where the Dolphins lose. Listen, I'll still say it. I get Lamar is a good quarterback, but I think he's limited. I still think he's limited. And I also think they're not helping him by not giving him any other weapons besides Mark Andrews. So the Dolphins have good corners. They have lockdown corners. Pretty solid defense all around. However, they're playing in Baltimore. They're playing against a seasoned coach. And once again, the Dolphins have a rookie head coach, and they didn't look that impressive on offense versus New England last week. So I'm going to go Ravens win. I'm going to say Ravens 27, the Dolphins 16. 27-16. Ravens win.
Okay.
All right. So let's get to the next game. We're going to go Patriots Steelers in Pittsburgh. So go ahead and start with you, Trevor. You're going to Pittsburgh. No TJ Watt. How do you feel?
Relief, at least. Like, it sucks. I feel so bad because, man, he's a great player. He's going to miss the entire season due to injury, but I'm going to go New England in this game. Here's the reason why. I'm going New England in this game. Very, very close because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what we're going to get from Pittsburgh from the quarterback position. Because let's be honest. Yes, the Pittsburgh's defense forced 5 turnovers on Joe Burrow. Like they were letting him have it, but they still almost lost the game. They almost lost the game.
Yeah.
They were a missed field goal away from going to overtime. And I think that if they went to overtime, Cincinnati would have pulled it down and got the win there. So yeah, it's just I refuse to believe that as bad as we play offensively, I refuse to believe that it gets any worse than that. I can't see in a way where we're worse than what we seen on Sunday against the Dolphins. I really don't. And that may sound crazy, but I really don't believe it. But I'm gonna go to New England to win this game because to me this is a statement game. This will answer a lot of questions for me on how my view of the Patriots season is gonna go. Now again, if there's Patriot fans listening to this, I already know they probably be like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. We still have to. There's a lot of question marks that it's glaringly obvious, and some of y'all don't see it. I don't know why. Because you must be blind if you don't see the glaring problems we have here. But yeah. But I'm gonna say New England wins 19-16. I think it's gonna be one of those with the games where the defense is gonna hold us through the game for the most part, and then pull up the win, and then we move on from there. I'll take the win, but I can't. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Trevor's going with the win. No, you're not going to win. You're in Pittsburgh, even though there's no TJ Watt. I will say this, though. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be just like the Dolphin game all over again. You're going to see one of these slow starting games. Halftime's going to be like 10-3, 13-3 Pittsburgh, something like that. I think the second half, they'll probably score another touchdown or so. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh 20, Patriots 10. 20-10. I just don't, man, your offense just, I think it's lost, man. I think it's, if it had an identity last year, which was a running style offense, that helped Mac Jones out a lot. I thought your offensive line was a tad better last year. You also, the two, like I said, Patricia and Judge running the calls is just, it's really setting you back. It really is. I don't know. I just don't. I don't see you guys being. I honestly, I'll be honest with you, Trevor. At this point, you guys are going to be one of the lower scoring teams in the NFL this season, and that's not a knock. I'm just being real. I think you guys are very limited.
I completely
very limited, and not only that, somebody mentioned a comment way earlier on it. Could Mac Jones be going through some sophomore slump? Every quarterback, not every quarterback, but a lot of quarterbacks go through that, right? And what bad timing would that be with two offensive coordinators that are not offensive coordinators? You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to help him out with the slump. You know what I mean? Like, he has nobody there to get him through this. Let's say he is going through a slump, right? He doesn't have his old coordinator to go talk to anymore, right? He has stupid Patricia with his pencil. I mean, what's he going to do, right? Take his pencil. He's not, bro, they hated him in Detroit, right? He's not a player's coach, right? So I can't see him going up to Mac and like, hey, let's work on this. Let's get, what can we do to get, what do you like? What don't you like? Like, I don't see that even happening. I just think they're just going with the calls. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I could be wrong. And like you said, this will be an important game for you guys. If you guys scored 9-10 points again or something like that, then I would really say that's probably how the rest of your season is going to go. It's going to be 10 to 13 points a game. Defense is going to kind of hold you in it at halftime, right? And then, I mean, unless you find your way, which are you telling me Patricia and Judge are going to find their way? I don't think so.
There was a comment that Mark has said. He said, Ren and Stimpy calling all your plays. First of all, that is an insult to Ren and Stimpy themselves. That's an insult to them. Like, yeah. That's terrible. But that's funny, it's going to be, again, I'm a fan, so I'm going to watch every single week.
Of course. You got to go down. You never get off the off the band. Never get off your team's boat, man. You go down with the sinking ship, Trevor.
Of course. I'm saying. But the problem I have, especially with our fan base, with my fan base, that a fan base is that being slightly critical, they question you saying, oh, how can you, and Bill we trust. Yes, I agree. And Bill we trust. At the end of the day, no, things change. And change is inevitable. All right.
Yeah.
Eventually, you have to come back down, tie it down to earth, and it is what it is. Again, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Change is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? The Buffalo Bills are the kings of the AFC East right now. It's their time. Everybody in the AFC East had a time where they ran the division. I mean, the Jets had little spurts here and there, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody has it. It is what it is.
Yeah. Eventually, the good teams stay good for a while, and that's what we're hoping Buffalo does. And we got lucky with our GM and coach. I feel like they're going to be around a while, so that means I don't see them dropping the ball anytime soon. You know what I mean? So we're going to always be a competitive team as long as those guys are around. Yeah. But it's when you start coach searching and GM searching and you can't find that that connection is when it takes a while. Like, those are the rough years. We had 17, 18, 19. I mean, it was bad, bro. I don't know if he wore polo last night.
No, he did. He did wear polo last week. But
Did he?
did wear polo. It was kind of weird. Like, I mean, it was.
Oh, he didn't have his hoodie.
It was 100 degrees. It was 100 degrees in Miami last week. 100
Bill
degrees.
Belichick, baby. He doesn't care. You should cut it off. Like, cut off hoodie.
It was 100 degrees. I would look at him like, man, you are crazy wearing that damn hoodie.
Hey, we had Shane Gailey wearing freaking. He was wearing vests, so even worse, bro. Like, who the hell wears a vest? Like, I mean, that was bad, bro. Anyways, I hate the coaches that wear visors too. No offense to any of you guys in the chat that like visors. I can't stand them.
I was never a fan of that either. It's like,
and
really, like
it's always like the cocky coach that has the visor too.
It kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of one of those preppy golf players. Like, oh, the sun's in my eye. I have to see what's going on the field.
I know the one guy wore it and he went right back down to college. I forget his name. He coached for FAU for a little bit.
Are you talking about what? He coached in the NFL before, right?
Yeah, for a quick second.
He was in Oakland. I don't know why I can't remember his name. He was in Oakland. He was the offensive coordinator for Alabama. I don't know why I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he was Kiffin, right?
Yeah, Lane Kiffin. He was in Tennessee for a little bit.
Sure.
He was the same guy that got fired. They got fired at the airport. Said, "You're not coming to play. I have to start the campus, boy. You out of here." Yeah. Oh man. Oh
Lord. So let's get to the Monday night game. Bills Titans.
Yeah.
Man, Trevor, I gotta wait 2 Sundays with no Buffalo Bills football. It's crazy.
Almost 2
I've
weeks
never
to wait.
2 weeks, pretty much 12 games. I mean, like, it's wild. I've never had, and I think this is the first time ever that a team played on opening night and played on a Monday.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yeah. So, Bills Titans. How do you feel about this game, man? Titans coming to Buffalo.
I was talking to a buddy of mine.
Scott coming in with another 99-3 prediction. Go ahead.
I was talking to a buddy of mine before we came on the show. Before I got on, he's a Bills fan. Shout out to Austin. He asked me, does he feel cocky that he believes that Buffalo is going to run through to Tennessee? And I'm like, I don't think you're cocky at all. Did you see them play the Giants last week? They were awful. They were terrible last week. If that's now, I know it's week one. It's to the Giants. Listen, I was talking about, speaking of Brian Dable. Brian Dable, if he wants to succeed in New York, he's going to have to clean house because the team makers right now is not going to do it.
Yeah,
it's not going to do it. But meanwhile, that Titans team is not good. They lost too many defensive parts and to free agency. Not to me, Ryan Tannehill is not it. I don't see at all. AJ Brown is gone. You have a rookie receiver. You know what I'm saying? So no, I just don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo wins this game easily. Honestly, easily.
Yeah. 99-3, like Scott says, or
listen. No, this is not rookie mode on NFL Madden 2023. Nah, this is not it. But nah, I have my prediction will probably be 34-13 Buffalo.
Okay. Wow, you're very close to me, by the way. Pretty close. Yeah, Mark, no Oliver. Yeah, he was ruled out today, which I was shocked. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was going to be like one of those game time decisions, but and he seemed like he was ready to go. He even said he would play, but Jordan Phillips, the way he stepped in though, Mark, last week, he's a dog, dude. Jordan Phillips, the way he played in Buffalo, for some reason, he just brings it, bro. He is, for his size, he has pretty good feet. Like, he is pretty fast. He has a quick burst. And I think he'll do just fine. And that's why we are so deep on the defensive side on the line. When we have things like this happen, no Oliver, no Settle, it's not that big of a deal because you still got Von Miller, you still got Gregory Rousseau, you still got Boogie Basham, you still got Jordan Phillips, you still got Shaq Lawson, still got AJ Epinesa. Man, that's why you have to have a deep line. That's why they do what they do, which is the rotational. Frazier likes to rotate these guys all the time, right? Keep these guys healthy, or just to have a deep lineup in case this happens. So I'm not worried at all that Oliver's not playing, and I'm kind of glad he's not. I'd rather him get his ankle right. Phillips will fill in just fine. Settle, on the other hand, same thing. Like I said, I'm not too concerned with that either. Not to mention Daquan Jones. I mean, Daquan Jones is a huge man that can handle his business. So not worried at all with the D line with those two guys out. Now Davis is weird. That came out of nowhere. Gabe Davis with an ankle injury. When the hell did this happen? It wasn't in the game. I did not see that in the game. It had to happen during practice, I'm guessing. But Monday's a couple days away still. Very possible he's a game time decision. I don't know how bad the ankle is. Let's just hope he plays because, yeah, he is important to the offense. Definitely, because I think he's going to have a hell of a year. But let's say he doesn't play. You still got McKenzie. You still got Diggs. Diggs, obviously, the go-to guy. McKenzie. I think Dawson Knox is going to have a good game this week. You still got Crowder, who's a vet that had a good game last week as well. Not that concerned if Davis doesn't play in this particular game. I think it's a blowout. I think we win 41-13. Okay. I think we stopped the run. Our line is way different than it was last year when we played the Titans. On both sides, by the way, offensively and defensively. So the offensive line way better, the defensive line way better. We took both their offensive linemen and Saffold and Quisenberry. So that's why they're really hurting offensive line. They don't have those two guys up there. So they're hurting there. And that's why you saw last week that they didn't run too well. They didn't run terrible, but they didn't run too well. And they're going against a way better defense than the Giants. And I just think on offense, we're tough to stop right now. I just think we have way too many weapons. And we're at home. It's going to be super loud. Bills Mafia is going to be rocking that place. So, expect a lot of mistakes by Tennessee, especially Ryan Tannehill, which I don't think he's a crappy quarterback. I always say I think he's your perfect in the middle quarterback. He'll get to the playoffs, but I don't think he'll carry you to the Super Bowl. He's a playoff kind of type of quarterback. He'll get you there, but that's about it. Don't expect too much after that. And listen, if Derrick Henry doesn't have a good game and you got to rely solely on Tannehill, yeah, not good. And no A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's not there anymore. So now you take away a weapon for them, another really big piece. And that's why I don't think this game's going to be close. And that's why they struggled against New York. Once they shut down Henry or contained him, they had no other options really. You know what I mean? So, and that's why they scored 20 points. So yeah, I don't think this game's close. Scott coming in. I know, Tommy, it's like 11 days off and everything. Yeah, it's so weird, Trevor. Everybody was fine out of that game except for Oliver. Oliver had an ankle sprain, and all of a sudden, days go by, and injury, and I didn't even hear about it in practice. It's the oddest thing, man. And 12 days off, what is going on? I don't get that. Anyways, I still think we win big. I don't, it is what it is. And now we're going to get to our very last thing, and that is the rant of the week. And we're going to go to Trevor.
It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners.
Oh, Mike Singletary. I love it. I love it.
Cannot do it.
Can't win with him. Can't win with him.
I swear to God, I would hire him as a coordinator. I don't know why. I think he would be I don't know. I think he could. Listen. The thing is, I think he was in the wrong time. You know what I mean? He would have worked out perfect in 80s, 90s, early 90s when football players kind of feared their coaches in a way. But like, no, you can't do that now. But maybe as a coordinator, he can get away with it. Not as a head coach, maybe. But he knew it. Listen, he wasn't that bad. He just, I think the players in that time weren't. They were like, "F, forget you, man."
Yeah. Shout
Go
out
ahead,
to my
Trevor.
secretary.
Yeah.
Okay. I know we all watched this on Monday night. My rant and the scratch. This. Do you know what sucks? How you and I are fans of the game, right?
Yep.
We're not qualified to be head coaches, coordinators, or stuff like that. Of course, we're not. We're just fans, talk about the game, whatever. We know our place. How is it that even as fans, we know there's certain things when coaching football you just don't do? The last 2 minutes of Monday Night Football between the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks was one of the worst time management and play calling I have ever seen. Well, no, I'm gonna say ever I've seen in a long time. And we've seen pretty bad time. This was terrible, awful. Why would you let 25 to 30 seconds run off the clock? Then you decide, hey, I'm gonna call a timeout and I'm gonna make my kicker, Brandon McManus, I like him as a kicker. He's pretty good. Kick a 64-yard field goal after I let 35, 40 seconds left the clock. Then he misses. He misses, right? So he misses. But I said, why the hell would you do that for? That was dumb. It didn't make any sense whatsoever. Then what makes it worse, this is what killed me. I know that the Seattle fans hate it when this happened. He's calling timeouts while the Seattle Seahawks are in victory formation. What are you calling timeouts for? For what? It's not like you're going to force a fumble when they're doing the victory formation. That's one. And then secondly speaking, why? You screwed up. You fucked up. Not them. You did. What was that? What was that? I could have told you, and I never coached football in my life, that maybe you shouldn't waste time in the NFL. Is important. It's crucial. Minutes in a football game is crucial. It can go either way. Time is valuable. But you waste it on that idiocy. First of all, he was too far. 64 yards is too far. He's not Justin Tucker, from Baltimore, who can make those kicks. And even then, that was a tough kick for him too. We made it last year. We broke the record last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then what makes it worse, they say, oh, he's a rookie coach. It happens. No, I'm not buying that. Pop Warner coaches, high school coaches, college coaches, no, understand that they manage time in football games, right? So you learn it from Pop Warner, as long as Pop Warner. Don't buy the excuse that you're a first-time NFL coach and you can't manage fucking time. Excuse my language, but that was horrible. Terrible. It was mind-boggling to me because I'm like saying, yo, you and I could have called better plays for them, and that's not even on our teams. And then you have Seattle, who, let's be honest, played well. They played good. Geno Smith played good. Is Geno Smith going to play good all season? No. I had them winning 2 games this year, and they got 1 already. I had 2 games to win 2 games towards the end of the season, but they got 1 already. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my rant. It was mind-boggling. It was stupid, and that's my rant.
So mine was pretty much the same kind of rant, I'll be honest with you. More based on Russell Wilson. And boy, is he like a Mr. Starman now. Like he is, what happened to him? Like he is cocky as hell. He loves the camera. He knows where it is on the field. He comes out and okay, cool, man. And then we get to the game. Then we get to the last drive. Here we go. So I get the whole argument that, yeah, you got a rookie coach in there. He should still know better. You're driving the ball. You know that you have 3 timeouts. But listen, Russell Wilson's been in this league long enough. You're telling me that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, any of these other, Josh Allen, any of these veteran quarterbacks wouldn't have called timeout. Like, what would have happened, hypothetically, if he went and was like, all right, coach ain't calling it. Timeout. There's no way that the coach would have been like, what are you doing, Russell? He really, like that.
It's not happening. It's
not
happening.
happening. Right. Russell Wilson over a rookie. Like, he would have been like, yeah, coach, let's talk about this. Like, there's no way the coach would have been mad at him. Now, if he was a rookie quarterback, I totally could see it. You know, rookie Josh Allen, rookie, you know, your quarterback, Mac Jones, right? He don't want to step over the coach's foot. Second year in, right? A young quarterback, but a veteran quarterback who's been in this league should know how many timeouts he has, should know about the clock, you know, knows where you're at on the field. Why leave it up to your coach at the time? Like, why not just be like, all right, he's clearly, you know, it's the moment's too big for him. I need to step in as a leader. You're the leader. You're the big contract man, right? So, like,
they give him
take the time out there. And then not only that, why aren't you not arguing, but why aren't you going to the coach, convincing him, yo, I got this. Put the ball in my hand. Because, bro, I swear to God, he would have been more respected if they didn't get the first down and they went down swinging. I would have been like, hey, that was a long-ass field goal. I wouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? Like, got to give him credit for trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't on 4th and 5 now is nothing in this league anymore. He could have rolled out and ran for it. You know what I mean? Like, you could pick that up. You know what I mean? That wasn't a 4th and 15. You know what I mean? So I kind of put the blame a little bit more on Russell Wilson than I do the coach, because what's the coach's excuse? We get it. His moment got too big for him. What's the excuse for Russell? There is none.
I get
you know
it.
what I mean? He has no excuse. Not only that, then shame on both of them, because, okay, they finally call the timeout. There's still 20 seconds, which, whatever. They get the kicker out there. Seattle calls the timeout. He misses the field goal. You have another opportunity to go, whoa, he missed it. Maybe he can't make this. Let's just you know what? Russell, get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. You have more time to think about it now, right? You know what, Russell? They screwed up. Let's go out there. We ain't going to make it. Let's just go out and get this first down, right? Throw something. Because, listen, even at 20 seconds, and you're going, okay, well, shit, man. They still had 2 timeouts. They could have got a first down on a pass on the side, got out of bounds. What would that have been? 5 seconds, 6 seconds? Now you're down to 14. You probably can get a couple more, play more off. Now you're talking about a 40-yard field goal. 45.
More manageable.
Something reasonable. You know what I mean? 50 even. So it was just, I think it was a mistake more on Russell Wilson, the coach, but they both obviously played a part of it. But what the hell was Russell Wilson doing? Like, thinking about himself. I'll be honest with you. Maybe he just didn't have the guts, the nuts to do it, right? He didn't want to put the pressure on himself. Maybe he wants the coach to, hey, I'm just the player. The coach makes the calls. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Ugh.
But yeah, bad, man. I was weird, bro. But anyways, so yeah. So that's my rant. And it was both of our rants. That's funny. We had the same rant going in for this week. So, Trevor, for everybody here, because I think there were some new people or people that came in today, where can they find you? Even though I got your link, I'm pretty sure I got their link in the description, but still tell us where we can find you.
You can find us on all podcast platforms. We also have a Facebook group, Sports Dynasty Podcast on Facebook. You can join us there, be part of conversations, show your team spirit, whether it's in baseball, football, college football, anything. The safe space. It's definitely the place to be right now. Like I said, you're gonna love it there. I also want to shout out the chat. The chat never fails. The chat never fails, never disappoints. Y'all bring it. Y'all bring it. It makes me want to be better every single week. Yeah. So I appreciate you all. Shout out to the Scott, Jose. I see Mark,
Eric,
Mystery, Eric, but not Scott. Scott's the man. Sky Jose are the man. almost 2 seasons we've been doing this together, and they always show love. So I appreciate it. Not all Patriot fans are bad. You know how it is. Like, we're not all annoying, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And by the way, Captain D he should be back next week, Scott. You know, I can't listen. These guys, he's at a wedding, so I'm gonna forgive him. And Juan is, I don't know, Juan's scalping Patriot tickets somewhere. I have no idea what he's doing.
Oh man,
he's out there selling his Mac Jones jersey already. I don't know.
Now, also, I know someone in the comments said that a Patriot fan have a Joe Burrow jersey behind me. I'm shooting on location.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. What is going on there?
No. So what it is, we shoot on location. So this is this is not where I live at. So we shoot the same place we shoot at all the time. So there's a lot of sports jerseys and sports things around here. So it's pretty much a sports.
You got a Ray Allen jersey. I'm looking. Now you caught my attention.
Yeah.
You got a Ray Allen. I see a guitar. So somebody's playing guitar.
Yeah.
I think it's you, Trevor.
Nah, definitely.
You want to sing it?
You
want to sing us a song on the way out?
I played saxophone in high school, like 10, 11 years ago.
Ooh.
So yeah.
All right. So we're gonna get you a saxophone so you can close the show from now on. That would be epic, dude. Seriously, I'd be like, all right, guys. Cool. Now it's time to close the show with a Trevor
saxophone solo.
Yeah, with a sax solo by Trevor.
You know what's crazy? If I was still playing, I'll say, you know what? Just for y'all, I'll play the Bills shout song. This for y'all.
Nice.
This brings you bad luck.
Nice. Guys, Monday, me and Mikey will be doing the post game right after the Titans game. So probably I'm thinking around 10:30, but just check for that. Hit the notification bell. And if you're new here, subscribe. Obviously, hit the notification bell. Thumbs up. If you want to give us thumbs down, and that's fine too. I understand.
I don't know. Why would you?
I get it. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Go Bills. Oh, by the way, go Triple G, who's fighting tonight. He's gonna whip up on that Canelo who ducked him. By the way, here's another rant.
I'm holding a rant
too.
Canelo
ducked him for so long. Let me just before I go. If whoever doesn't watch back, okay, Triple G won that first fight. I don't care what anyone says. He totally got robbed.
Yes,
the second fight, listen, worst case, best case, that's a draw. Right? Worst case, whatever you want. I thought Triple G won the second fight, but okay, I'll take a draw. But no, they give it to Canelo. Okay, whatever. Then Canelo says, you know what, man? Like, I'm done. I'm better. Like, how are you better? What are you talking about? Most people thought you lost the first. A lot of people said you lost the second. Worst case, it was a draw. What are you talking about? Then he ducks him and ducks him and ducks him. Bro, we're talking years ago was their last fight. Now you're going against like a 40. I don't know how old Triple G is now. He's old.
He's in his 40s now, yeah.
Yes, he's older. He's much older. And it's like, I still think Triple G is going to win, but it's like, bro, you ducked him for that long for what reason? If this was a Tyson Fury Wilder, I get it. Tyson Fury, like, what do you got to prove now? I whipped your ass twice. I pretty much whipped your ass, right? Every fight, pretty much. Yeah. There's no reason for us to do this all over. The fans are done. They know what's going to happen. Canelo Triple G, we should have had that third fight right after to see who's the man. That's how real boxers did it back in the day. There was no ducking. That's it. You fought the best. And I thought Canelo went for the money. He ducked him for so long. Now he's going against a much older Triple G, which we'll see. We'll see. I still got Triple G, but shame on Canelo. Shame on Canelo for that. But that fight is on tonight. I'll be watching that. What about you, Trevor?
I'm definitely literally after we finish here, I'm gonna go down to the city for the fight party.
Get some brews?
Oh, goddamn right, hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm out here, guys. Peace out. Go Bills. Peace.